guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. You guys, I'm on fire with making videos. I think I'm inspired by all these papers. Anyway, we are going to make coin envelopes today with a flap, okay? So, these are the coin envelopes we're going to make, and I've made a couple in advance. Aren't they fabulous? I love these. And I've been seeing people make coin envelopes on YouTube, but then I thought, oh, how cool would it be to do it with a flap? Don't they have flaps on the coin envelopes in some place? I don't know. Anyway, I just thought this would be kind of cool. Okay. And then, hopefully that's not stuck. No, it's not. See? And then it opens up right there. You know what I should have done, and I will do it? I will take, well, I'll do it right now while I'm on camera. Let me move this other thing out of my way. I was just noticing that this paper is white right here. So what I like to do with the paper when it's white like that, if it's not tea dyed or coffee dyed, I like to use antique linen distress oxide. You can get any of distress oxides from Joann's, Michael's, because somebody asked me that the other day. Hobby Lobby. And watch it, because Hobby Lobby clearances out the Tim Holtz distress inks once a year, and they didn't do it yet. So just pay attention to videos, and when you go to Hobby Lobby, check it out. I usually try to catch that, because that's where I usually like to try to buy all of my not all of them, but where I like to stock up on my distress inks. Okay, now I wish I would have done it before I put this little thing in here, but it's okay. We'll just move it around. There we go. There. And then at least it looks like, you know what, I can also use my makeup brush, Dollar Tree. Okay, there we go. But see what it does? It just gives a really nice, it gives a really nice aged look to the paper. Then I'm adding a little bit of brown around it. Now you don't have to do this, but it just finishes off the inside. I didn't even notice that on the inside until just now. So, see? What a difference that makes. So I won't do it right now to all the rest of them, but I just noticed that. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do all of this, like how to add these on and do this little piece of cotton or twine. One more time. Okay. There we go. So there's that one. And these are made with my printables. My printables are in my Etsy shop. It's every 5 printables is $2. So if you bought the whole set, it'd be $10. But you can just pick and choose if you're interested. And these are made from my printables. And I'll show you my junk journal at the end, and so you can see some of the printables. Again, this is made with my printables. And then again, this is made with my printables. Oh, and this side is some coffee dyed paper, and then I used a bunch of inks on it too. So, really grungy. I love that. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, now for the sake of time, I went ahead and I cut up some of the papers, because you need two. Okay, what you need, this is the sizes. You also need to pay attention to what your junk journal, the size of your junk journal is, so everything fits in there right. But for my junk journal, it's the size of a piece of regular printer paper, 8.5 by 11, folded in half into signatures. Okay, so these are 4 inches wide, 7 inches long. Okay, and you need 2 of those. Okay, and then once you do that, when you cut it off, then you have this left, and this is Oh, of course, you need it 4 inches wide. It's 4 inches wide and about 3.5 inches long. But you'll have this left over. This is a leftover piece, okay? So I have, this is another printable. So this is a completely different style, right? This is the style that I love too. I love shabby chic and pink and all that, but I also love grunge. So I also have printables in my Etsy shop that are like this, very vintage, old wall grunge. And I probably do more grunge than I do the shabby chic now. But because I'm doing that Bridgerton journal, that's why you guys have seen a lot of the more shabby chic type of stuff. But this is my love right here. So these printables like this are in my Etsy shop. Again, every 5 pages is like $2. It might be $2.50 for those. I'll show you some more ones real quick. This is some more printables. And all of this is on cardstock. I printed it off on cardstock to make these. Okay, so that's another printable from my Etsy shop. Here's another one from my Etsy shop. And then I made bubble paper. I love this. I made bubble paper, and I also made, then I turned the bubbles into like planets, so planet paper, but very grungy. So this is my other style that I love, the grunge. So let's cut these up. So I'll show you how I ended up with these right here, okay? We're going to make 2 of these. For one thing, the first thing I have to do is just take off all of the, real quickly, take off all of the white lines off the edges. You don't have to, but I like to. Who wants to work with white lines? I don't. What's that song? White lines. Go away. If you're 55, around that age, you know that song, White Lines. That was the hit, one of the hits when I was in high school. Totally inappropriate song for 16-year-olds to be singing, but we are singing it. Okay. All right. So all the lines, those are off. Okay, so now we need 2 pages at 4 inches wide. So let's first do the 4 inches wide, okay? So let's get the 4 inches wide. And for most of us, this is going to be good measurements, okay? If you're making a bigger junk journal than what I'm talking about, then maybe you need to make them bigger. But for a lot of us, this is about the size. Okay, and then do another one 4 inches. We need 2 4 inches because we need the front and the back, right? Right. All right. So we got them 4 inches. Now we need to cut them down to 7 inches in length. And then you have to decide what you want to cut off and what you want to be seen. So that's what I'm trying to decide right now. So now we're doing it 7 inches long. Now, when you do that, one of these is going to become your flap. So this is going to become my flap, or the one I cut this off is going to become my flap. So let me cut this down to 7 inches. I always say this, but your tools are the things you really want to invest in, like this paper slicer. This paper slicer is everything in a bag of chips. You can get them at any of the craft stores. They're usually around, I don't know, 30 bucks, $25. Use a coupon so you can pay like half price for it. But get one of these, a paper slicer. This is a Fiskars. It saves you a ton of time. Your work comes out a lot more crisp. I absolutely love it. Okay, so now we have a back and a front. Now we have to decide what's our front and what's our back. I think I want this to be the front. This is going to be the back, okay? Now we have to decide which one of these is going to be our flaps, the cut off pieces. See how these are cut off? Do I want that to be the flap, or do I want this to be the flap? Do I want it matchy-matchy or not? I think I want it matchy-matchy. So why is this one a little shorter? Not majorly. For some reason, this one's not as wide as that one. You know what we're going to do? Sometimes that happens. Things just, when you're doing things. I'm going to just trim this one down just a little bit. Let me get up. Paper clip this together, or paper clip it on the side. And I'm going to get my slicer back out and see how I'm just off a little bit, and I'm just going to slice this down just a little bit. And like I said, I like when I have a little bit of a mess up here and there, because then it just shows you how to correct things. So if you run into the same thing, you can correct it. No major. It's paper, people. It's paper. Okay, so now we're even. Okay, so now they're both even. So that's perfect. So now what we have here is we have our flap that's going to go down like that. We have the back and we have the front. Okay, so let's create this one first, since I just cut all this paper, and then we'll create this one. So we'll create 2 of them. Okay. All right. For one thing, since I just thought about it, and this is when I flip it up, let's go ahead and take this antique linen right now and just go like this on the back. Since I just realized that when you flip that up, I just made like 3 of them. I didn't even think about that. And we'll do that. And then to all of our pieces, let's use, I'm going to use this color here, this pine cone. It's just a dark brown. Use whatever you got. Someone was asking me where I get this. This one's a Spectrum Noir. Most of the time people have Tim Holtz ones. I don't know where I got this one from, this Spectrum Noir. I was looking in through my stash and I found it. But they have Tim Holtz ones. In fact, right now, the Tim Holtz ones at Joann's are $4. It comes with this and with the pads. Okay. We're going to ink everything really quickly. So the inking's done. Basically, we're going to have to re-ink a few things. I'm getting a little heavy right there because I really want that when they flip it up to just look really cool. Okay. All right. All right, so there's that. And let's just ink all of this up really quickly. I need to go to Joann's or something and get, I don't have any more pads. So once this pad runs out, so I just found this like a few days ago. I was going to go buy myself a Tim Holtz, one of these little blender tools, because what I was using was to do edges. A lot of times I'll just go right from the pad, or I was using something like this. This is another little blender tool. I was using this. You can also get these at Dollar Tree. I was using something like that. In fact, I'll show you how that works. It works good too. See, it works pretty much the same. It does work the same. And this is cheaper. This is only $1.25. And you get 3 of them, 3 different sizes, if your Dollar Tree has them. So it's up to you what you want to do. Okay. All right. But I do like this one the best. After using both of them, I do like this one the better. Okay. So we inked everything up. Next step. This is going to be the back. This is going to be the front. Let me see how I have it here. And how this one is. Okay. Make sure you get your, what you want up, however you want your things situated. Oh, this needs to go this way. There we go. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is, because this is going to show, so we need to make this a little bit dark in here, because I'll show you why in just a second. And let's ink the edges a little bit more here. Okay, just like that. And then take your top piece and you're going to cut a little hole in here. Now don't go, this is a circle punch, okay? You're not going to go all the way because you don't want to make a circle. You just want to make a little indentation and try to get it in the middle the best you can. And that's what you're creating. See? So this is a circle punch. So you're not trying to create a circle. You're only trying to go like halfway with it, okay? Or 3/4. So it just makes that little notch right there. And again, let's just ink that little notch up. Okay? So how this is going to look is like this. See? How nice, huh? Okay. So the next thing we want to do, this is going to be our flap, right? And because we want this to be our flap, we also want to either round the corners here or do a fancier one. You can either round it, and if you don't have a corner chomper, you can just take your scissors and just round the corners, okay? But I do have corner chompers. This is a little bit fancier one, so I'm going to use the Art Deco side. This is a We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. I have this one, and this one has a little bit fancier deco on stub. This one is another one, and this one just rounds the corners, either a 1/2 inch or a 1/4. Most time I use the 1/4, unless I'm using something really big, I'll use the 1/2. You can also get the little small corner chompers. They're like this small. These are nice though because they go through like leather and thick cardboard and stuff like that. So, but they do have small corner chompers at any of the craft stores or online. And this puts a little bit of a fancy little edge on it. Okay. Okay, so line these two things up. You're gonna have this here and this here, and I'll tell you why. So leave that there for a second. Then you need to find a scrap piece of cardstock. All this is done with cardstock, okay? Now, this is another circle punch. This one's a little bit bigger, okay? So this one is, does it have the, I'll just show it to you. This one here is 5/8. So I have a 5/8 one. This is what I'm gonna make like my little faux button with. And then this one's a little bit bigger. So you can see the two. Get these at the craft store or any craft store online, okay? If you want to go get these tools. Okay. I have a lot of people new to my channel, and especially since I've started junk journaling a lot, like more pure junk journaling, not art journaling and junk journaling. So I have a lot of newer people, so I try to explain, you know, where I get things and all of that. All right, I'm going to take this antique linen again. This is what this looks like. Distress oxide antique linen. And you can get that any craft store. And I'm going to color my little circles. Okay. Okay. Then you want to find the center of this as good as you can and just mark it. Okay, see, you can see it. Mark the circle. Then you want to poke holes through both of these, and you want to put them together. Okay, get yourself a book. Get yourself a book. Put these down in the book. You guys, I just found this greatest pokey tool. They've had these at Dollar Tree forever, and I just found this yesterday. This pokey tool is the bomb. It's like a what's that thing called? An awl. It's an awl, but it has a little hook on it. I love it. And I was about to go buy myself an awl, but this is what I'm going to use for my awl now. And it's better than the other pokey tool because it has a nice handle on it. And look at this. You can really hold on to it. I love it. And it's sharp too. All right, so I'm just creating that hole in there. So now the hole, do it so that the hole goes through both of them. Okay, so they're in the same place. So everything's going to line up. Okay, so there we go. Put the book away. Next. Okay, we're going to come back here. And so that everything lines up, really super simple. This is what I came up with. Put these together. The backing is over here, but this is your flap and the front of your card. What you want to do, you have to kind of work quick because you don't really want to glue this down. Take a glue stick on the where's the paper at? On the opposite side, put a little bit of glue down. And line this up. This lines these up for you so you can poke your holes through this. Again, put some glue on here, and then you can line these up. Okay? Eyeball it, lining those up just like that. Okay? Then go back to your book. Okay? And go back to your little pokey tool and go like this. And then that gets your hole lined up right here. Okay? Perfect. Do the same thing and remove this as soon as you can because you don't want it to stick. You're not doing it to stick. You're doing it just so that you can line things up and poke your hole. So do it quickly and then remove that off of there. And also, you can wipe off a little bit right here off your card there and wipe off here. And then wipe off the back just with your hand a little bit because you don't want things to stick. You're just doing that so it sticks for a moment. So then wipe it off just a little bit. It'll be basically drying off of there once you do that. And you don't even need to use a baby wipe or anything. Just use your hand or a paper towel. Don't wet it because then it'll wet your cardboard or it'll wet your paper, which I've already done. So if you're really worried about it, just take a paper towel and wipe it all off. But you're pretty safe. I just want to make this hole a little bit bigger. There we go. And where's my hole here? I just want to make, okay, there we go. And if you can't see your hole, you just turn it over. You'll see your hole on the back easily. See? Okay, so now let's take our pieces. Oh, one other thing with these. You don't have to do this, but look, it's like a little faux button, right? But this makes it look more like a faux button. Go around and hit your edges. See? Now, if you don't have one of these right now, you can just go directly to the ink pad and just go like this in the ink pad to it. Okay? There's always more than one way to do something. So if you don't have a tool or something like that, I'm always going to try to show you another way of doing it until you can get that tool, or maybe you don't want to go get that tool. You just do it this way. So, and for a pokey tool, this is what I was using before. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Let me show you. In the jewelry section, I think you get 2 in a pack for like $1 something. So if you have something like this, this would be great too. Okay, but I'm loving this because now I have this handle and I like that it makes a little bit fatter hole. So, and I love it. I picked up 2 yesterday. Okay, so now let's get our brads. And while I'm here, I'm going to get 4 brads because we're going to make another one of these, right? So we'll need 4 brads. Okay, so what we want to do is we got the hole in there. Take our brad, put it right through the center. And because we did all that stuff, everything's going to line up perfectly when we put all this together. Okay. For this whole thing, if you can get your brads from like the from like Staples or any of the like Staples stores. Get the ones that are long like this and big, because they lift up a little bit, so you can get the your cotton or your twine under here a lot easier. I mean, if you don't have it, it's fine, but it makes it easier because they're a little bit big, which I'm really liking. Okay, so you put your brad through the hole there. Okay, then through the paper here. Okay. There we go. So now we have these two, right? Right. So now what we need to do is we need to take and put these two, we need to put our back on. So we're going to take these two and let's put these two together. Okay, let's do that next. So we need to get some double stick tape. And tape these two together. Now, this won't match my Bridgerton journal, you know, because it's not that shabby chic thing. But I'm also doing another journal, which I'm making I'm altering a book, an altered book, which this is an altered book too, but I'm actually going to use the book pages in the book. So that's a true altered book as a junk journal. And it's going to be the more vintagey, old world, grungy look. So this stuff is going to go into that journal. And I'll show you that journal here in a second. It's real old and I've always loved it. So I thought, you know what, I need to make an altered book junk journal where I actually use the pages in that junk journal as a base. And I'll show you what I'm talking about at the end here when I'm done. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to, you got to leave it open here. Almost messed up. You got to leave it open because that's going to be where you going to put things in. And in these pockets, you can put anything. You can put little love letters in them. You could put more, you could put tags in them. You can put all kinds of stuff in these. When you put them into your journal, you can make them, you can put them into pockets. You can make it a pocket, and you can make it a belly band. You can put it in your junk journal so many different ways. I'm also loving this tool to get the little flap off the double stick tape. Oh, also when you go to Dollar Tree, pick up your double stick tape. That's the cheapest way to go, and this stuff is excellent. I've been using it for years. I was just at Dollar Tree yesterday and I picked up like 6 of them because I like to keep 10 on hand, which I know sounds obnoxious, but Dollar Tree, they pretty much always have it, but they do get low and run out sometimes. So okay, we're gonna stick these two together. So that's why I try to keep, and I use it so much, so that's why I try to keep 10 on hand. And when I get down to 4 or 5 of them, then I purchase some more. All right, let me try lining this up at the top. I actually think I'm going to be, is this off a little bit? Sometimes you have to trim things up at the end. No, we're fine. We are fine. But if you trim something up, then you got to trim this up. So you pretty much want it to line up. But no big deal. If things really were bad or whatever, didn't line up, then you can trim it and then trim this a little bit if you need to. Yeah, I'm just gonna fill that in right there. See? Okay. Okay, so now we have this, okay? And you have your top here where you can put your stuff, see? So you have your envelope part up there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't take off the tape right there. I'm like, why is this not sticking here? I didn't quite remove the tape off here. Okay, there we go. What happened was that the piece broke off of here, so it wasn't on one whole strip. I divided it into 2 strips. Anyway, all right, there we go. So now this opens up like this. Okay. Now, for the how to do the flap, to turn this into a flap. This is the other thing that I've suggested that I think is a really good investment is a is one of these, a scoreboard. Again, get them at the thrift store. Use a coupon. They're about probably 30 bucks. Use a coupon so you can get a good deal on it. Okay, so what's the top? The top, you need to score at the top of this, okay, to make it to flap over. You're going to see. So I'd like to go 1/4 of an inch at the top, okay, and score. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just go ahead and fold it, okay, and then use the back of a spoon as a as one of these bone folders like this, and then you can just, so what you can do if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just fold it over about 1/4 of an inch, okay, so it looks like that, and then you can just take your bone folder, which if you don't have this either, take the back of a spoon and just go like that, okay, and that will give you that this little piece here that you need, okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take some double stick tape, and can you use glue? Yes, you can use glue if you want. Okay. You can use glue for any of this, like a lot of junk journal girls like to use glue, especially that one that's fabric. It glues fabric or glue together, and they use it in a fine line tip bottle, which I do want to get that, it's on my list to go get that. It's called Fabri-Tex or Fabri-Tex. So you can glue paper, fabric to paper, paper to fabric, and then you can get a fine liner bottle. And what that is, it's a glue bottle that's small, that has a real small tip on it, so that you get a real fine line of glue. And I used to have one. I don't know what the heck I did with it. Okay, I'll find it one day when I don't need it. Okay, so now let's put the flap on. I'm lining this up here on the back. Okay. Okay, and see, by doing that, see how these line up? So all those steps we took to line those up, it's perfect, see? So everything lines up. Okay, so then we need to take some cotton. You can use cotton. Dollar Tree has cotton in the craft section, so pick yourself some different colors of cotton, or you can also use kitchen twine. I was going to use this stuff, twine, but it seems a little thick, so I'm not using that. Anyway, so we want to wind this around here. I go once around like that, okay, and you create that, and then I go here and go a couple times. Two or three times. I think I went 3 on this one. And we end up here. Okay. Now, you want that first string. Let me try to find where it's at. It's in here some. Oh, here it is. The string that we started out originally, keep that one short. So you know that that's your short string. you don't want to, that's not where you unwind from. You always unwind from the longer one, see, like this. And you leave that short one alone, okay? So this is the one that you use to open up your coin envelope, okay? There we go. And look how cool that looks. Isn't that beautiful? And I love the grunginess of this. This is going to be so good in my altered junk journal book. Beautiful. And if you like this is a very grungy type of printables, and I have a ton of these, way more of this than I have the shabby chic stuff. You can check out my Etsy shop. And for these, I think they're every 5 pages is $2.50. So, and I have tons of those in there. Okay, so there's that one. How long have we been on here? Okay, we can do another one. Let's do another one. All right, so this time we don't have to, I've already cut all the pieces out. So I cut out 2 pieces that are 4 inches wide, 7 inches long, and then this piece is 4 inches wide and 3.5 inches long, but this is like your leftover, and that becomes your flap, okay? All right, so we got all of our pieces already here. So let's go ahead and let's do our edges first on everything. I'm glad that I kind of in advance cut these out on this one, so just for the sake of time, you know, on the video. And I don't speed up my videos just so that you can see all the steps. And if you want, it gives you time. You can like watch my video and create along with me, which is what I love. So I hope you're working on your own project right along with me, whether it's a junk journal, art journal, knitting, crocheting, whatever you do. Okay, so we have everything. And the other thing, let's do this in advance. Remember, when you flip this up, we need that to be darkened up a little bit. So let's use some of our antique linen. And I do it right from the pad right to the paper because it makes it more intense than if I took this with this, which you can do. But I want this to be a little bit more intense. So doing it right from the pad just does it a little more intensely. And gives me even a little more aged, disheveled look. And then again, with it flipped over to this side, just kind of okay, so we got that aged look. Okay, so we have that now. Next, we have to decide what we want to be the front and what side we want to be the back. And I think I want this to be the front. Again, these are my printables, okay, that I made this out of. The shabby chic ones. They're going to go into my Bridgerton journal, okay? So this is going to be the front, okay? All right. Oh, and also remember we need to, because this is going to be seen right in the middle. Well, you're going to see. So your back piece, just the top, needs to be covered like that. Okay. And again, let's just ink that up like that. Okay. And then this is your top piece, right? Well, what we want to do is take your bigger circle. Okay, that's the bigger one. That's the smaller one. Take your bigger one, and you want to create a little notch. You don't want to go all the way in because that's going to create a hole. You're just trying to create a notch and line it up in the middle. And there we go. So that's what you're trying to do. If you went all the way in on this, you'd create a hole. You just want to go halfway. Okay, if you need to practice a little bit, it's not hard. But if you need to practice, practice a little bit on another piece of paper or piece of cardstock so you understand how far in you need to go if you need to practice it. Again, let's just... So now this is what this will look like. See? Okay. Next, we have this. And you decide what's your top and what's your bottom going to be. And I think I want to go... No, we'll go this way. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to go this way because I love these calligraphy pens at the top. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so we don't need the bottom piece right now. Let's put that over here. We need these two because we're going to make our little faux buttons, okay? And to make our faux buttons, we need the smaller one, this one. See the two? This one's for the small buttons. You could use this same one for the buttons. They're just going to be a lot bigger. And then it kind of covers up more of your design. That's why I kind of like the, that's why I like the, I'm trying to think. Sorry, guys. That's why I like the smaller one, to make the buttons smaller. But if all you have is the larger circle punch, use the larger one. Okay. Cut 2 pieces out of the cardstock. Okay. Let's take our antique linen and color these. Do you have to color these? No. But I think it looks a lot better, in my opinion. And if you have something else like you've done that you can cut these out of, like I had a piece of cardstock that I had done like a collage on, and it was like book pages mixed with some scrapbook paper or something like that. That makes a cool looking button too. You can do that. I did it yesterday. Okay, so there's a little bit of ink left on here. Go around the edges to make this button. See how it makes these look more like a button? Okay, so now let's take these two, put them together. Well, you don't have to put them together yet. Well, put them together, but you're going to take a pencil and just eyeball what the center is. Get your book. And now you have both your circles together, right? Because we want to put the hole in the same place. So take our pokey tool. Go right in the middle of it. So see, it went right through both of them. Okay, so now we have these two. And our holes are right in the middle. Oh, I just dropped my book. Okay. Next, let's take our glue stick and let's line these up with each other. Put this on top of here so we can line things up. A little bit of glue on the bottom, back. Okay. And a little bit of glue on the back. And this is how you line things up so that when you go to do it all lines up perfectly. So you want these to be right across from each other like that, okay? Just about, you see the width on each of them, okay? All right. Then get your book back out. And you want to take it and put the hole all the way through. and the holes through it. Perfect. Get this taken off of here as soon as you can. Just wipe that glue off with your hand. Wipe the glue off of here. You can make the hole a little bit bigger here. Okay, so there's that hole. And then take our other one, go through that hole. Good, we got the hole. Take this off, wipe the glue off here. Wipe that glue off of here, off the back with your hands. Put that over here. And let's just go through that hole again, just to get that hole a little bit bigger. Bam. See, there's that hole. Okay. Okay, so let's put our pieces, everything together. Oh, our edges. We can corner chomp. You can either round them or you can put a fancier edge on them. Let's do a stub. So I'll show you what that looks like. See? So we'll do a stub on this one. And again, just ink your edges there. So that's going to go on top there. So now let's take our, where are my brads? I had them right here. How the heck they end up over there? Okay. So let's put our brads in. We glue this to the bottom last because we need to be able to work with this front part, right? So make sure you glue it onto the back part last. Right through the hole. There we go. Take our other one. There we go. All right, take our next one. Okay, poke it through. Okay, go right through the card. Bam. And then bring that down. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to, remember at the top, we want to be able to have that little piece there. So get your scoreboard out, or measure 1/4 of an inch and fold it. And you can just, you know, estimate 1/4 of an inch and fold it. You don't have to measure it even. But when you have a scoreboard like this, it scores it so nice for you. And you can just bend it like this. I mean, look how nice that is. See? It makes it easy. Okay, get yourself the back of a spoon, and that kind of acts like a bone folder, and you can go like this, okay? If you have to fold it. Okay, so we have this ready to go. Oh, in fact, while we're here, let's just go ahead and put our double stick tape on here. I'm not going to remove the double stick tape yet, but let's just put this on here. Just while we're here. Make sure it's really adhered, so when you go to take this backing off of it, it's a lot easier if it's adhered well. Okay, so now we need to go ahead and we need to attach these two to each other, right? So take this one and put our tape on. And I would put my tape on this one that has the notch, because you need to be able to put the tape here. If you do it here, you don't know where to stop at, right? So on your front one, do it on the back of your the front cover, okay? Oh, what am I saying? I keep messing up. Don't put any tape here. Oh my God. Because look, you put these together, that's going to be where you're going to put like anything you want to put in here. Tags, love letters, whatever you're going to put in here. So don't put anything at the top. Woo! My brain sometimes. My brain. All right, so tape it on the sides and the bottom, not the top. Okay, so got the side, the top, or the side, the bottom, and not the top. Okay. Okay. Make sure it's nice and attached, so then when you go to take this off here, it makes it a lot easier it makes it possible if it's really attached to the paper. All right, so take our little pokey tool here. There we go. Keep a little baby wipe by you, because sometimes, you know, you're inking so much, your hands get a little inky. Okay, so now we need to line this up and attach this to the top. I'm a tad bit off, just a tad bit, not a major deal. And if you are, just go back over and ink that a little bit. That'll hide. See, that hides that little bit, how it's off just a little bit. And if you're off just a little bit, don't worry about it. And inking it just saves everything anyway. But you guys, perfection is for the birds. It really is. All it does is stress you out and takes away the fun. So don't worry about being perfect. If you have a little this, a little that, don't worry about it. Okay. Oh, the other thing I want to do is ink this top part. See how much nicer that looks when that's inked at the top. Okay. So we put the double stick tape on here. Let's get that off. Alright, so let's line this up on the back. Okay, go like that. Make sure that's nice and on there. Okay, and then you come here, and these are lined up nice. Okay, so that little bit of work we do to line those up is perfect, and we will use some pink cotton for this. Oh, and before we do that, let's do this. We need to, you can either leave these square at the bottom or you can round them. So I'm going to use my rounded corner chomper, and I'm going to use the 1/4 of an inch and just round the bottoms. You don't have to, you can just leave them square, or if you don't have a chomper, like I always say, just take your scissors and then just go to the tip a little bit and just round it a little bit. Okay, Or you can just leave them square. You don't have to do that. Oh, because I just did that. Again. Sometimes I like to go a little heavy on the ends. Because if you looked at something and it aged, wouldn't it look like that on the ends? I don't know, just a little something. Okay, so now I'm going to take my twine. Well, it's not twine. I'm using cotton. What the heck? Actually, just cut this piece off. This will probably work. All right. I usually work from this thing here, but I already cut the piece off, so let's just use that. I don't want to waste it. And sometimes you have to lift this up just a little bit to get underneath here. Sometimes. Go around once or twice there, and then go down. I usually go around once and then start winding it. And I usually wind it 2 or 3 times. I'm doing 3 on this one. Okay. And then trim that just right there. And see how this piece is left shorter? Make sure that's shorter so you don't touch that piece. You always touch this piece, the longer one, to unwind it. Look how pretty that is. Just 1 second. This is just a little bit off with the, if I can just read, hold that. Okay, there we go. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? And these are all papers that are in my Etsy shop. All of these papers are. So what do we have? We have this one. We have this one that we made today. We made this one, my grungy style, which is really the style that I do the most is grunge. There's my grungy one. And these are printables in my Etsy shop also, so you can check those out if you like. Same price. I think they're 5 for every 5 is $2.50 on those. Here's another shabby chic one. That'll look great. And this one's kind of shabby chic, and it's kind of like more grungy like this one. So this can go in my shabby chic journal or my more grungy old world journal. Okay. And then we have these two. This is what this one looks like on the back. Okay. Now, if you want to join, I have a junk journal challenge. It's a Bridgerton inspired junk journal challenge. It's just to just celebrate the movie coming out for their third season. It's called Bridgerton. I absolutely love it. So all my papers that I've created are very Bridgerton inspired papers. And like I said, every 5 pages is $2, and this is what they look like. I'll show you what's in my junk journal. Okay, so these are my printables, Bridgerton inspired printables. There's another one. Another one. And I make them horizontal like this, so they're landscape, they're horizontal, so you can just fold them into signatures. Okay. And also what I like to do is I like to take, like on the other side it'll be white, right, when you print them out. So I like to take this antique linen and put that all over the page. That's how I did this one. And then take my Tim Holtz Distress ink in like vintage photo, or you can even use this too. I like to use the distress inks the most. Vintage photo or even walnut stain around the edges. And that's how I got that, okay? And I do that on the back of all of my printables so that they have an aged look in the journal. Again, another printable. This right here is that antique linen all over. Right from the thing. And when I do something with it, I will definitely take my Tim Holtz vintage photo or walnut stain and go around the edges on that. And in between I've done coffee dyed paper, like this is just paper. Oh, and I've printed all my stuff out onto cardstock, like my any of my printables, because I want it to be nice and heavyweight, so I can put pockets on here. I can do all kinds of stuff with it. This paper is coffee dyed paper, and this is the paper I like for journaling. So that's how I set mine up. And then again, this is coffee dyed printer paper that I made like a flap out of, and I put a pocket there. But anyway, that's my printables too. So you can, I mean, I won't go through all. Oh, there's another printable. This one and this one's a printable. Just so you get the gist of what the printables look like. And there's a direct link to my Etsy shop below. And then it's My Fairy Treasures. Oh, and join the group. It's called Our Magical Little Place on Facebook. And if you make these, take pictures and come to the group, join the group, share them with us. If you do a junk journal page, share that. Do you have to buy my printables to be in the challenge? Absolutely not. Just make something that's inspired by the movie. Papers that are inspired by the movie. And if you craft at all, art at all, whatever you do, junk journal, art journal, knit, crochet, you can join the group and come share what you make. If you have an Etsy shop, if you have a YouTube channel, you can share links. Okay, this is the last thing I was going to show you, and then we'll be done. This is going to be my altered book / junk journal. So you're just using a regular book, and I'm going to use the pages in here. So what I like to do to prepare something like this is I like to keep 10, rip out 5, keep 10, rip out 5. Well, I was just ripping pages out of this anyway, so I'm pretty much set with this book. Now all I have left is that many pages. I may rip more out. And by ripping them out, it just gives you room in the journal for it to expand. But anyway, this is a really super old book. Let me show it to you. I believe that this is like a leather book. It feels like it. And just look how old it is. I love it. Look how it's just so aged and everything. And the pages are sewn in. And then look at the oh, this is pretty. This is just in the book. Oh, I'm going to use that. Okay, anyway, the pages, look how they are. They're so yellowed. I love the pages in here, how yellow they are. And you know what? These pages, for some reason, are ripped. I don't even need these in here, so let's just take those out. There we go. And save you these pages. They can be coffee dyed. They can be reused in the book, and they're the exact size that you need. So I just put those in the back of the book. But look how nice this is. And the pages are so yellowed. And the pages feel so good. So this is going to be my other journal, an altered book for my junk journal. And I'm going to use these pages to attach all my stuff to. So like if I was going to use this one or this one, I would attach them to, this is my page here, my page, like, you know when you make your signatures? Well, I'm going to actually use the pages in here. And I could put this, oh my God, I hate that gnat. I could put this right here in the center. I could put this over on the side and use it like a belly band and then stick tags in here. I could take this whole page and do something else with it and put whatever on here. I could cover this with some of my printables. I could cover this with coffee dyed paper, whatever you want to do. Okay. I could put a pocket in right here at the bottom. Put a pocket in here right at the bottom, and then put this in the pocket itself. I could put this right here in the middle. I would probably totally distress this out with whatever. So I'm just showing you. So this is my other junk journal that I'm going to be working in. So now I have 2 junk journals to work in. My altered book, and then my one that I have actual signatures in. So now I have 2 junk journals to work in. Bam! Exciting. And this one, I don't really want to cover the cover because I like the age and how this looks. What is this book called? The New Standard. Oh, it's the New Standard Encyclopedia. It's an encyclopedia? It's not the normal type of encyclopedia. Interesting. Okay, so they said this is the New Standard Encyclopedia. Okay, so I just love the age of it. And so I have this old, this was like for a door. Look how cool that is. So I think I'm going to take E6000, glue that here on the top, And then I have some metal corner pieces that I'm going to put here and then put one here. So I think that'd be fabulous. And then not do anything else to the book because I love how beautiful this book is. Isn't this fabulous? And then I might hang, I will hang a journal, what are they called? Like, you know, with the chain and you put all the beads on it so it's like a bauble. I will do that on here. So this is going to go on the front of it. It's not cool, but I won't put it on till the end because this won't lay flat if I do that. So, but this is going to be on the front of there. So that is it for today. Let me know how you like these, the coin envelopes with a flap. Let me know how you like these, if you're going to make them, if you're going to join the Bridgerton challenge. And whether you join the Bridgerton challenge or not, whether you get the printables or not, whatever you're working on, come join the group called Our Magical Little Place. There's a clickable link for the group. There's a clickable link for the Etsy shop too, okay, where you can get the printables. Whether you're getting the more grungy printables, old world and all that, or the more shabby chic ones. All right, that's it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.